Hey everybody, it's Joel from Talking Toys, and today we're doing a figure review on Transformers Legacy Armada Universe Starscream. Quick overview of the box. We still have the Transformers Legacy. This is a Voyager class. Armada Starscream, Transformers on the side there. Artwork for the jet. We come off to the other side here. Artwork for the head and of course for the figure itself. And he's holding the Star Saber and his wing sword that was iconic in Armada. When we come back to the other side here, we've got the two product shots. 18 steps to transform him is what they say. But we've got a robot mode. Again, he's holding the Star Saber and he's holding a wing sword. And then we've got an injet mode here as well. And then we've got a little QR code scan. Guys can pause that and take the scan. And then, of course, we have the mural artwork. That's been prevalent with this particular line for the Decepticons on the side there. And then as I smack the camera, we've got Transformers Legacy on the top, and then a bunch of legal mumbo-jumbo on the bottom. Let's take a look at this figure. So I went ahead and got him in jet mode first, as opposed to just having him in robot mode, because he comes that way in the box. And my first impression on this figure is that he reminds me an awful lot of the one that came out for the Thrilling 30, when he came with the comic book and stuff like that. And I think the transformation kind of mimics that to a certain degree. There's a few changes, but I think we can actually see in this particular figure the exact same transformation. So if you've had the deluxe version of this that came out so many years ago with the comic book, and you liked it, I don't think you're going to be disappointed with this particular figure. But as we take a quick look at the jet, we do have some blue paint app for the canopy here. I kind of feel like it's more of a metallic, but I can't say for certain. I think the lights make it look like it's more metallic. We do have a nice dark red, or a nice red paint and molding for the wings. For the shoulder, obviously, is right here, and then the wings here, they did a good job about keeping the paint apps matched. We do have the yellow, kind of goldish mustard in the exhaust here. Then we have black for the nose and for the side wings here. We do have the exhausts in the front here. Make sure my hands aren't shaking too bad. We have some molded detail in black. But these look like more intakes in the black and in the yellow here. We come around to the side. Okay, so we're not really hiding much, which was never the case, or was never really a big thing on Armada. I think it was one of those series where they didn't particularly mind robot features be present in vehicle mode. So you're going to see the arms here, obviously, and here's the legs and the rest of the body as well. We get to the back. No engines back here, although you do have some vents on either side. It would have been cool if they molded something on the knees, just to make, some use of that. This piece here is new for the figure. So if you had the deluxe figure from Thrilling 30, this was not part of the transformation. Look at it. It's just another way of closing up the legs and kind of filling in the body. And then, of course, you have his minicon function. No triggering mechanism, no minicon or anything like that. But he does come with two weapons. He does come with the Star Saber, which is nice. Nice nod to Armada, because he did have that as his weapon there primarily. They did do some good detail on the blade. You could tell the three different ships. I like the blue. I kind of think it would be neat if they had just done that in translucent and given it more that feel of the glow when the blade was actually together, like they did in the show. But we got two ports on either side here, which go for his storage, and then of course the handle. And then of course we have his wing blade. So they didn't go with putting the blade on his wing like they did in the show, That's how we pulled the sword before, but this time they just went ahead and made a separate weapon for you. And when you store these, you have the ports on either side here. So you can just put one blade right there. And then you take the Star Saber, and then you can just put it right there. And dare I say, that's not the only place that you can store the weapons. I don't know that it looks good like this. I mean, I get it, but I don't know that this would be the best way to store this particular weapon set, if there is one. You can use the arm port here if you want to store the weapons on the elbows. So you have that as an option for storing them on the side. Again, doesn't do much for the aesthetics of the jet, but it's an option. And you have ports here as well on the leg. So you got one right there. Maybe this is the better option. I don't know if you want to keep it in a jet mode, because you're hiding it a little bit better, right? Until it drops off. But you can kind of still see them, you know. It's not perfect. So with that said, let's go ahead and do a transformation of the character here. I'm going to go ahead and just move the arms out and down. You do have a port here, and it does plug into the wing right there. There's a just the bar for the joint. And when you do transform this, you have to bring it back, and then you slide the arm. So you get a little bit of a slide action for both arms. So you'll slide it in, and then you'll bring the hand. There's a little port here that you open up, a little drawer, port, a panel. You open up the panel, and just bring out the hand there. And then, of course, you do the same thing here, but I'll wait on the hands there. The feet fit in this port, fit here in this portion of the chest. And then this piece here is part of the legs. They separate. So you see you've got the peg here and you got a peg here. And then you can bring the legs out there, just like that. So we bring the leg completely out, turn it down. It's on a mushroom peg, a double mushroom peg. So mine comes off really easy. I don't know how yours would be when you pick it up, but these legs, these thighs come off super easy. And then, of course, once you have the legs out, you just bring the back panel here, and then it just fills in the calf area. The foot comes down, and then you have your ankle bit here, real ankle stabilization there. Something to note, when this part is down on the top, it plugs in here. So you do need to make sure you have that clearance as you bring the legs out. There we go. So we bring that out again, turn the leg there, bring the back panel around, bring the foot out, ankle, there we go. And that takes care of the legs. And of course, this is the body, so this is going to come forward from the back. When you do that, the head pops up. Set that there. There is a peg here, and it does plug in right there on the body, if you can see it from the right there. So we bring that down, and it'll plug into place. The wings do collapse on either side, and that puts him almost in robot mode. We just have to bring the wings up. Bring the shoulders up like this. And then turn the wing again here and bend it back a little bit. And then we have him in robot mode. Now, let's go ahead and do a quick look at him in robot mode here. He's moved back and to finish the transformation. So with the head, you do have the gray in the face, yellow for the eyes, gray gem. The helmet is in black. The head sits on a ball joint, so you have a full 360 spin. You have up and kind of a downish movement, but no kind of wiggle waggle. God, I hate that term. You can't pose it off to either side there. When we come down, We still have the red for the chest like we did in the plane. We have a pen here so that you can lift the arms up as far as articulation goes, and you can spin them in a full 360. We do have a bicep swivel as well, which is again part of the transformation for the most part. And we have a double jointed elbow, again part of the transformation, so that's why you have it there. No wrist spinning, just because of the way you have to transform it to put the wrist back into the forearm. But you do have the gray and the red there as part of his paint apps, which actually look pretty nice. We do have the Decepticon symbol. I forgot to show that in plain mode. It's just straight purple. We do have the hips, which you can get a full split on. You can bring the legs all the way to the front, and you can bring them all the way to the back, but you have to move the backpack to do so. You do have the thigh swivel as well. Be careful. Again, the mushroom pegs like to come undone. So when you do the thigh turn, just be careful not to pop off the entire thigh when you do it. You have the knee, and you get a full knee bend, a little over 90 degrees. And you have a ankle tilt and you got an ankle bend for forward and back, and you have an ankle tilt for posing. Again, the cannons are back here. They fold down. It's part of his transformation. You can bring them up like in the cartoon when he had Swindle attach himself to the back, and you can bring out the guns that way. I didn't, but you can bring this part back down, so keep that down there. So overall, it's really nice. Now, you can go ahead and put in his weapons in his hands. So you have the wing blade, and then you have the Star Saber here. And it doesn't matter which hand you put him in. If you just want to use one sword, you can always put the other one on the wing there and just let it hang off the back. I don't think it looks that bad this way. It looks worse, I think, as vehicle, but in robot mode, I don't mind this sword kind of hanging off the back there. And then you can have him, swinging his Star Saber. Overall, this is actually a pretty nice figure. Posability, I think he's going to be really nice. I think it's going to be kind of fun to do some photos with him. Either way, you can get some good poses on him. I wish I had my stands too. I think I could have done something a little bit better with it. But if I had to give this figure, score out of 10, based on everything that I'm seeing here, I honestly feel like this is a solid 9. This is a pretty decent figure. So if you do see him, I recommend getting them. Hey, thanks for taking time out of your day to spend it with me while I do a figure review of Armada Universe Starscream. I always enjoy having you guys join me while I do what I like to do, and that's talk about toys.